All right, so I guess we are live here. Sorry for the delay. This is the first time. This is the second time I've used this, and I'm just getting used to this live show. I'm here with Inti.
Hello, everyone.
Say hi to everybody. Yeah, all right, and he's going to be assisting with me with the chat group. He's going to be reading your comments and finding out the good questions to ask me, and I'm going to do my best to answer them. I'm wondering can you guys mention in the chat group if you see the video playing, because it says that I'm live, but I don't see it coming out. So if you guys can just say, hey, it's working, that'd be great, because I don't want to be here talking to myself and nobody watching. So, alrighty. With that said, let's talk about the financial system, right? Here in Chile, people are basically at their wits' end because prices are constantly going up and their salary is not. And I am hoping this video is going, because I do not see it on.
It's working. It's working.
Okay, good. Awesome. So, yeah, people are like earning like $600 a month and they just cannot make ends meet. And what does this cause? What's causing this? Well, it's our central banking system. I remember I started doing YouTube videos after I learned how our financial system is so corrupt. I started with learning the fact that our financial system, from Ron Paul, he said this: our financial system is unfair, transfers wealth from the poor and the middle class to the rich. And at that point, when I heard that, I did not know how our money system worked, and I had to learn it. And what I had learned had shocked the hell out of me. Basically, money is created when you borrow it. And so, when governments borrow money, right, they create more money into the system. When you borrow money, you create more money into the system. Let me turn off the AC. And then, of course, when corporations do it, they create more money in the system. Now, the banks and governments and the super rich have an advantage over you. They get super low interest rates. So they effectively get the money with zero or no cost. This causes prices to rise, and the wealth is transferred to them because they get to purchase things first ahead of you before the price rise. Also, your job does not increase the salary, and so you can never really keep up with the Joneses at all. You're basically stuck as a slave. And what's worse is that when you try to avoid this system, they have income tax to bring you back down. So, for example, if you were to buy gold and silver, and then you were to save it, and the price goes up because they're printing more money, they will tax you when you sell it, even though gold has remained the same, and you will have less money to buy the same amount of gold again. So if you sold the gold and tried to buy it back again, you'd effectively have less money, and you would not be able to buy the same amount of gold back. More like 50% less or something like that, something crazy. And so this is an unfair system of taxation of wealth. Yes, you can have taxes, but just not on your income. There's many ways that the government has functioned beforehand without taxes. And they survived very well. The government of the United States went 200 years without income taxes. It was only until the Federal Reserve in 1913 that they introduced the Tax Act. I created the IRS. And then it was just like the camel's nose under the tent, and slowly but surely you were taxed. First the rich were taxed, but because the money value drops, and the taxation drops down to your level, eventually you get taxed. So they're smart. Sorry. Well, I'm gonna need some little bit of water here. So, never, if you ever hear somebody say tax the rich, trust me, that's just basically tax yourself. Okay? So don't go there. Anyways, so what's going on with Chile here is that people cannot keep up, and they're just fed up. They're marching in the streets and don't know why exactly. I wish they understood as well as Inti does, but he's from Argentina. Inti, explain to the people in Argentina, do people understand what's going on? And do you understand what's going on? Does your parents understand what's going on with the financial system?
Well, my parents and I do understand how the Argentina's financial system works. That's why we flew out of there. We escaped. Most people doesn't know what happens because it's a cycle. It's a constant cycle about 10 to 5 years. In 10 years, the financial system in Argentina crashes. 5 years is like to the moon, and always like that. People doesn't know what's happening, but most of people can't get out of that situation because or are too poor to get out, or they don't really want to get separate from the family and friends. The government currency is always renovating itself.
Reevaluating itself.
Reevaluate itself, or it changes. Instead of pesos, it's Cador way. It's all messed up.
Wow.
People can't get out of there. If you save money, you're losing money because every day your currency is devaluating, and it's a terrible situation for a lot of people. The youth in Argentina usually escape from the country because they cannot progress. It's not about being richer or something like that. You literally cannot progress. You cannot have your own company. You cannot make business in a healthy way. The government is always looking a way to tax you or to scam you. It's a terrible situation, yes.
Exactly, and this is how this situation is going on to in various degrees around the world, in your country, wherever you are, and so this has to stop. We have to start working towards producing a system that reverses all of this, that transfers wealth from the rich to the poor, down to the poor. I know they're not going to like that. I know they got to work even harder under a financial system that transfers wealth from the rich to the poor. But hey, you know what? They've had it good for too long, and it's time for the reverse effect. Because honestly, that's fair. Because not only because they've had it that way, but because money needs to have value and stay a consistent value so that we could survive, right? And take care of your family and also grow as a human being, right? So that's why we have to change this, and I am dedicating myself to making this change happen one way or another, through education and through basically software development. So I want you guys, for me, to do me a favor, share this information with everybody. And one person I noticed asked, how do I find this information on how the financial system works? Well, I have some books here. The Creature from Jekyll Island is one of the books. I will provide a link on Amazon below after this recording. And that book's a really tough read, but I did go through it and finished it, and I was quite shocked. There's a lot of videos and stuff like that on the internet that talk about it. For example, another funny one that I really like is called, let's see here, The American Dream. Yes, I will provide that link in the description below. It's a really good story that's funny and shows you exactly how our monetary system works and how it came about. And it's basically the story of this, right? So, and you'll be very entertained by that video. Yeah, so let's get some questions going. I think I've had. Did I remember to talk about everything? Okay, sharing this. Yeah.
Yes. I noticed there's some Spanish talking people in the chat.
Oh yes.
So you could remind them that we have a channel in Spanish for all of them.
Yes. So tenemos un canal en YouTube. Se llama Davinci J 1515. Davinci J 15. Davinci J 15.
Ahí está.
Chile. Chile. Okay, so.
Y eso es para que todos los hispanohablantes puedan ver los mismos videos que Da Vinci, pero en español, haciendo su mejor esfuerzo.
Exactamente. So with that said, please check that out. I will be leaving the description, this link for that also in the description below. So why don't you take some notes on that? The two things that I need to leave some links for. One is for the Creature of Jekyll Island, right? How to get that on Amazon. A link for the video called American Dream, and a link for what was it? For our channel, new channel, a Spanish channel. And so yeah, that's what we're gonna have another link. And of course we have some more links, so just or have those notes ready, because I don't want to forget, because this is a live show. Okay, with that said, let's move on to the questions that you have here in the chat group.
There are some very interesting questions.
Why don't you give me some of those questions, Nancy?
Okay. Someone asked, I'm sorry, I didn't got the name. But for example, let's see. Why do anyone? This is about Bitcoin. Why do anyone would be bullish on something that the most powerful people in the world are against?
Yes, this is an interesting question. I like this question. You know what? This is a ground up movement. There's no way we're going to get those people at the top to switch over to this financial system that that would be a fair and honest system for the population. But by force, we'll not be able to do that by force. But we can do that by using the software, by using this system, by denominating our wealth in that system, by getting jobs in that system. And then because these people want to make money anyways, right? A lot of them are just going to fall in line and go, okay, well, screw it. I gotta join the party over here. And yeah, there will be some serious fights. So they're gonna try to illegalize businesses from accepting Bitcoins and stuff like that. But that's okay. What we can do is come up with solutions such as decentralized exchanges, where if you receive the money from your job with some cryptocurrency, because obviously they're going to use a cryptocurrency in the future, you could automatically switch it over to Bitcoin, right? And then when you go to spend it at the store, which accepts government coin, you could automatically switch it over to the government coin. So this is going to be just a complete effort from the development community and the population, because the government will do everything and anything they can to keep their current system.
A brief highlight or salute for our friends MMCrypto and Ivan and Tech that are on the live.
Oh, really?
Yes, I didn't tell you because you were talking.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Shout outs to Ivan on Tech and MMCrypto. Thanks for joining this live stream today. So yeah, do we have any more questions?
Of course, we have plenty. This is an interesting question from Yo Mama. Nice. Don't developers have control over Bitcoin?
Developers have control over Bitcoin, like I have a control over Bitcoin. I can change the code, right? I can type in, make the changes, say, you know what, I don't like this 21 million thing. I'm gonna be 21 billion. But who's gonna accept it? Who's going to mine it? Nobody's going to accept that code coming down and installing it. And besides, Bitcoin, its implementation the original implementation, if you were to download the original version, compile, install it on your computer, it would still work today. In order for that to happen, is that consensus must be kept all the way through. So no, they do not have control over the protocol because they must follow the rules, or their transaction will be rejected and ignored from the network. And you can create your own separate network, but it won't be Bitcoin. You can go, okay, well, no, I don't agree, and that's how we have Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Gold and all that rest of the stuff. So, any more questions? How about a couple more?
Other question from the public, it was that Bitcoin is designed to bypass government regulations. Why would anyone invest in a product that antagonizes governments? And this most like the last one I told you to.
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on to another question.
Yes, sir. This one is from me. Why is it almost useless to save cash in the actual financial system?
Well, it's not quite useless, but if you're saving cash in the short term. So if you're saving cash to spend it within a year, that's fine. But if you're trying to save it for a longer term than that, you've got a problem, because what happens is over time, you're losing approximately 3% or more. Actually, if we head over to shadowstats.com, I'm sure it says it pegs the interest rate, the inflation rate, around 10 or 12%. And let's see if we can pull that up right now. Shadowstats.com. Let's see here. Shadow stats, and there we go. Home, and where's the inflation rate? Content archive. Oh, he doesn't display it on the front page anymore. Okay, so I guess it's all subscription only from John Williams. Requirements, alternative, money supply, unemployment. Let's see, money supply. Oh, there it is, inflation. Okay, so you just move this around there. Inflation. So let's just bring that up here.
Yes.
Oh no, the sound's dead. Okay, hang on. I forgot. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, sorry about that. We fixed the problem, right? Let me know in the chat room.
Not sound again.
Okay, how about now? Is the sound good? Let me know. Tell me now. So anyways, let me continue on. So right now, we're on shadow stats, and the official rate is here at around 2%, and the actual rate is close to 6%. And so you are losing a huge amount of money. Imagine that. In 2 years, you lose 12% of your wealth if you save cash in the bank. And in fact, nowadays, banks are going into negative interest rates, so they're going to take money from you. And since most of us are based on Sorry, we're in the. No, yeah, we've fixed it. Hopefully, we fixed it.
No, I'm listening to the live.
Really?
Yes.
Can you hear it right now?
Once you have the full your camera with the pages showing, you will hear it. People
Really?
People are saying.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
They're saying it's good now.
Now it's good?
Yeah. Because we're delayed. All right, so I'm sorry about that interruption, but we got it fixed, right? So there we go. So looking at the shadow stats, right, you can see where your real inflation is at least in the United States, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is everywhere else. So moving right along. All right. So do we have other questions?
Of course, we got plenty.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, sounds good. Nice. Okay, so when trading or investing, I bet people is very interested about it. Why do people lose money? What they do wrong that institutions do well? How?
Love that question. Love it. Because a lot of people do the same mistake over and again. They go on to Bybit or whatever, and link in the description below for Bybit if you want to be a member of Bybit. Just don't blow yourself up, and this is how you don't blow yourself up. You have to have a plan, and you don't go full leverage with everything you've got. Okay, well I got $10,000 here. I'm gonna go 100x on that total $10,000. So if the price moves 0.5%, in the wrong direction, you lose all your money. And that's how most people they do a trade. They do it that way. And that's wrong. No. If you have $10,000, the maximum you should lose, right, if you're starting off the trade, is just $100. So that means if it's just $100, right, you can do 100 trades wrong as the maximum you could lose and still win. And you could do that properly with leverage. Basically, you have to have a reason for taking a trade. So basically, you have to set it up like this. Hey, you know what? I want to go long, and I'm going to click on this button, this thing here, right, which is the long position. Place it on the screen, and then say, okay, you know what? If I'm wrong, which wrong is going to be that end of that candle wick, and I'm going to take, just a small amount of money, 2-to-1 odds. So if I lose, I only lose $100. If I win, I win $200. That's how you trade. That's how you trade, people. Not any other way. And you must find a reason to do this. And that's how you make money. You can't listen to anybody else. You must have your own system of figuring out where to get in, where to get out if you're wrong, and where to take profits. And that's it. And so that's how you win. And if you do it any other way, you're going to lose. I hope that answered that question.
Mm-hmm. It also has to do with that institutions usually buy low and sell high, while most of people does the opposite, and that's why they lose money.
Exactly. I mean, institutions, right? I mean, if we take a look at Bitcoin, right, you know where they were, right? You know. They're way down here. Let's go to the weekly. Let's bring up the weekly chart. They were way down at 3,500, loading the boat, right? Just like loading up. As you guys were selling, the average Joe was selling, thinking it was going to zero. And let me just take this off log, and there we go. So institutions were down here, just loading the boat, all in this area. And because of the 61.8, if we draw a fib here to there, they always, without question, without fear, without mercy, hit the 61.8. And what did they do? They hit it hard, and they got paid. They got paid big time. And then you can see that there is institutional footprint on the lower candle levels, all down here at the 7,500 level. They were loading the boat down there after selling up here. So, and they're very patient, right? Their time horizon is years, not weeks or days. So that's why they can do that and make a lot of money. Any more questions?
Of course, people are asking a lot of interesting things. I have some myself, but someone asked if is it possible for like the big countries to make Bitcoin illegal, you know, to stop Bitcoin in a definite way. Is it possible that could happen?
Oh, definitely possible. I mean, it was possible for the United States government to make gold illegal to own to American citizens. In Germany, Hitler said gold in the hands of the people is an enemy of the state. So if you believe in Hitler, right? If you think that's right, that you know what, he wants to steal money from the people, then you know where you got to go, into gold and into Bitcoin. And so they will try to take it from us, of course, because it is. Both Bitcoin and gold and silver are enemies of the state, and they will try to do it stop at nothing to prevent you from using it. And don't be surprised if a few countries do ban it, but that won't work unless all countries ban it. All right, let's go on to the next question.
Next question. Someone asked. Someone said that he was new into crypto and was asking you if now is a good moment to buy Bitcoin.
Okay, so if you're interested in buying Bitcoin, the best thing for you to do at all times is to dollar cost average. Don't listen to any person trying to saying prognosticator saying it's going up, it's going down. You buy at a specific time every week or every month, and you just continue buying, and that's it. You buy small amounts every week, every day, all the time, right now. And when do you sell? When do you sell? Because that's more important than buying. Because once you do your dollar cost average, a lot of people make the mistake of not selling. So the time to sell is when you've doubled your money, at least. That's the very initial point that you should start considering selling. If you want to hold on for longer, that's fine. Because of course Bitcoin is going to do some magical stuff with its price. But you have to decide a point in time to sell. And I would suggest just starting at doubling your money. You double your money, sell half, and spend that for yourself. So now you're in the game for the rest of the for free, basically. So you have a free position in Bitcoin, and it didn't cost you anything. So, and we'll definitely double your money by the time 2 years rolls around on Bitcoin. So look out for that.
Someone you just said that it's always a good time to buy, and if you ask me, I don't think it's that way, because you could buy like really high, and then when Bitcoins come down because it's really volatile, you're going to lose a lot of money.
If people think about, this is why institutions make money and you don't. Why did you say that you're going to lose a lot of money when the price comes down? Because all you're thinking about is in the short term. That's your problem. You're thinking about the short term and not the long term. The institutions have a long ball game, and they're in it to win it. And that's what you should be in. You should okay, so it goes down, you should be like, yay. I'm only buying a small amount every week. I get to buy it cheaper. I get it at a discount. That's what you should be thinking, not you've lost money. Because you're saving for the long haul, not for the here and now. Stop thinking about the here and now. Start thinking about the future.
Someone asked if are any crises in different countries, the USA, Chile, Venezuela, and all those countries that are happening right now are interconnected, or they are separate cases.
I think they're partially interconnected because of course everybody's suffering under this financial regime But there's always a slightly different spark or catalyst that sets the flames of discontent. And so once that starts, there's a huge amount of reasons why people come out onto the streets, and it's not always the original reason that sparked the protests. And so, yes, I really do think that this is a culmination of our current unfair financial system. And please, share this information with anybody. If you make money from sharing this information, that's fine. Keep it all for yourself. Great. I'm happy for you. But share it one way or another. Anything I say is free to you for you to use. Free to you to share with everybody. You can translate my stuff. You can do whatever you want. Please do so. Please share it. I want the world to know so that we can make it a better place.
Someone said, is there a way to know exactly how many bitcoins are lost forever because people losing their keys or sending them into our wrong address?
That's really difficult because what's happening is that you have to you can see all the addresses on the blockchain, and you can see how long they haven't moved, but there's no indication for sure that those keys were lost because it could be somebody just saving money. Sorry. Okay. So, what's the next question? I like this question. Do you agree with Sefadine, Bitcoin standard, that nearly everything evil in this world is due to fiat money, or do you think that book's weakness? Well, Kevin Allen said this, and no, I think the book is right on, dead on. Everything evil, because think about it. Once you move to the top, you understand that our financial system is corrupt. So then you create corrupt things. So, for example, Google doesn't care about you, and Facebook doesn't care about you. They can create corrupt products and financial instruments because that's the system. Corruption. And so, if everything's corrupt, if the heart, if your foundation is corrupt, it's easy to make more corruption going up from the foundation, and that's the way it is. Yeah. Next question, if you have any.
Next question. People are asking if you own or recommend Ethereum and if it's a good moment to buy it.
I own a lot of Ethereum. Let's take a look at the price charts. See what's going on with Ethereum. I'm going to switch over here and bring up Ethereum.
And there's also a very interesting question.
Okay.
That someone asked that how can Bitcoin be a store of value if it's so volatile?
Okay, let's just let's get back to that question after we take a look at the price of Ethereum. So, Ethereum. Oh yeah, look at that. I did not think Ethereum would do a pullback, and it did. On the Bitcoin price chart here, you can see. Remember how I said sometimes Ethereum just did not come back. So I was talking about how you should consider taking a buy order up here. Looks like I was wrong. Ethereum did fold back, and notice I'm doing it in the price of Bitcoin because you know what? Bitcoin's money. I don't care about dollars. And it did come back right at the 61.8. That's where the institutions are buying, and that's where you should be buying. So there you go. It's a beautiful thing, the 61.8. Could it go lower? Yeah, it can. It could go all the way to the 78.6. But I think that's about it for Ethereum. It might level off a bit and go sideways for a while. But let's just take a look. If we take a look on the weekly chart and take a ray. And see if, yeah, exactly. So we're gonna have to go sideways and break this, and then start a W on this side to see if we're going to go higher. Because yeah, we could actually just roll down here. I think this is it for Ethereum. I don't think it's gonna go any lower. I could be wrong, but I really don't think so. I think we're near the bottom, and yeah, you should be picking some up and selling half on a double every single time on Ethereum, and you'll make a lot of money. All right, so what was the next question? I'm going to make this the last question.
That's going to be the last one?
Yes, it's going to be the last question.
Okay. This one is from me. Is it better to remain in only one reliable asset or a basket of assets to store value?
Well, that depends. Well, it depends on what you're doing. So let's just say you're trying to save for a future retirement, right? If that's the case, believe it or not, you want to stay with gold and silver. Bitcoin, let's just say, let me just put it this way. If you were locked up and you could only buy one asset, dollars, debt, gold, and Bitcoin, and after 10 or 25 years, let's say, you'll be getting out and you have that asset, which one would it be? I would choose gold because it has a 5,000-year history. I would like to hold on to Bitcoin, some Bitcoin, but if I only had the choice of one, it would have to be gold, hands down, because I know at the end of the day that I will have maintain my purchasing power when I get out. So with Bitcoin, that's not 100% certainty. It's 99.99, but not as much as gold is. I think gold is 99.9999999 to infinity. It's not going anywhere. I don't care what you guys talk about when about mining on the asteroids. Like, oh my God. Okay, call me when somebody does that. Okay, because in order for you to do that, gold has to be very expensive because you have to recover your costs. And if you don't recover your costs, you're not going to do that. Right? So don't listen to people like that. That's insane. It'll be far easier too, as well, to just take the gold. There's more gold in our oceans than we have above ground. So we can take it out of the water if we wanted to. So that's where I would put my money. And so that's why I've been saying, hey, you know what? Gold, silver would be one asset for retirement. Now, if you're willing to do investing and you want relatively short-term gains, which means 5 to 7 years, not permanent wealth preservation, you're looking to increase your wealth, I think investing in a basket of assets is the right way to go. So it all depends on God, I can't seem to get over this cough. But anyways, it all depends on what you want to do with your money in order to decide whether you want to buy a basket of goods or just a few goods. And I think gold is best for retirement alone and not the stock market. Forget that action. And yeah, that will conclude today's show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Saw about 400 people watching today's shows. I'm really sorry about my cough. But I'm planning to do more shows like this every day, live here, early in the morning. I'm going to try to set a decent time, so I'm like a little bit more punctual. And but you know, I'm just starting to learn this OBS and streaming thing. So we will be, you know, smoothing this process out over time. Oh. And yeah. So thank you for watching.
We were saving some things for the last.
Okay, what was that?
The last question about how can Bitcoin be a store of value if it's so volatile?
Oh, well, that's just another question, right? But
yeah, for next time.
Yeah, let's save it for next time.
Okay, and to remind people that speak Spanish, then we have our Spanish channel. Para todos los hispanoparlantes, de Davinci J15 Chile.
Yeah.
Para que lo puedan ver y disfruten de Davinci hablando español y enseñándole cosas acerca del sistema financiero, Bitcoin y estrategia de trading. That people don't forget to share this information about how unfair the financial system is for everyone.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, to educate people, your friends, your family about how unfair this is, and that we have to fight for this.
For a change, really.
Yeah, we have to fight for a change. And don't forget to give the people the links for Amazon for the books, the videos.
Yeah, no problem. All those links will be in the description below. And thank you for watching. Appreciate doing this first live stream in quite some time. So hopefully we do some more. We're going to do a lot more actually. I'm going to try to do at least Monday through Friday, and I'll see you tomorrow then.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.